Hello, in this video I am going to discuss about optical fibers which comes under module 3 of VTU syllabus. Here I am going to discuss about types of optical fibers, attenuation and also applications of optical fibers, that is point to point communication system. Now let us concentrate on types of optical fibers. So here there are actually two types, step index fibers and graded index fibers. In case of step index fibers, we come across two types, that is step index single mode fiber and step index multi-mode fiber. So totally, if we consider, there are three types. So in step index fibers, two types, and another one is graded index optical fibers. Now let us consider the first one, that is step index single mode fiber. So here you can look at the schematic diagram of step index single mode fiber. So here the refractive index of core is greater than that of cladding, and it is found to be uniform throughout. And if you look at the schematic diagram, first look at the geometry. So the core diameter is found to be ranges from 8 to 10 micrometer, and that of cladding is ranges from 60 to 70 micrometer. And the second picture within this picture is refractive index profile. So the diagram shows that there is a uniformity in core refractive index as well as cladding refractive index, and the dotted line shows the fiber axis. And the third picture within this shows the optical fiber in which the optical signal is traveling. So here the optical fiber allows only one signal to propagate because of narrow diameter of core. So single beam undergo total internal reflection and reaches the other end. That's why it is considered as single mode optical fiber. Next, step index multi-mode fiber. The difference between single mode and step index multi-mode fiber is only the diameter. So the diameter of core is ranges from 50 to 200 micrometer, and that of cladding is ranges from 100 to 250 micrometer. And here also the refractive index of core material is uniform, and that of cladding material also uniform. And because of the larger diameter of core, it allows more number of or multiple number of signals to propagate. So if you look at this picture, more number of rays undergo total internal reflection. That's why it is considered as step index multi-mode fiber. Next, let us discuss about graded index multi-mode fiber. It is also considered as GRIN, G-R-I-N. The refractive index of core decreases from the axis towards the core cladding interface. So it is continuously decreases from the fiber axis until it reaches core cladding interface. The refractive index profile is as shown in figure, that is the next slide I am going to show you. The incident ray bends and takes a periodic path along the axis. The rays have different path with the same medium, same period. Here laser or LED is used as a source of light. It is the expensive one when compared to other optical fibers, and it is used in telephone trunk between central offices. Now I am going to show you the diagram of graded index multimode fiber. And if you look at the geometry, the diameter of core is ranges from 50 to 200 micrometer, and that of cladding ranges from 100 to 250 micrometer. And the refractive index profile shows the schematic diagram here. For core, it is written in the form of a curved pattern. That means at the core the refractive index of the material is large. As we move towards core cladding interface, the refractive index of the core material keep on decreases, and that of refractive index of cladding is observed to be uniform. So because of this property, whenever a beam of light enters the optical fiber, it will take curved path as shown in the diagram. So here more number of optical signal undergo total internal reflection. That's why it is considered as graded index multimode fiber. Next, here I am going to discuss about signal distortion in optical fibers. The propagation of a signal through the optical fiber involves total internal reflection of light. Further, the rays are reflected at various angles. The rays reflected at higher angles travel greater distances than the rays reflected at lower angles. As a result, all the rays do not arrive at the end of the optical fiber simultaneously, and the light pulse broadens as it travels through the fiber. Since the output pulse does not match with the input pulse, the signal is said to be distorted. If white light is used instead of monochromatic light, another kind of distortion occurs. Since radiation of different wavelengths has different velocities, they do not arrive at the output simultaneously. This distortion is called chromatic dispersion. The signal distortion is quite considerable in multimode step index fibers. In graded index fibers, the light travels with different velocities in different parts of the core as the refractive index varies radially along the core. The rays travel faster near the interface, hence all the rays arrive at the output almost at the same time, and the signal distortion is reduced. In a single mode step index fiber, the distortion is less than that in multimode step index fibers. So this is what about the signal distortion in optical fibers. Now, signal attenuation in optical fibers. What is attenuation? Attenuation is nothing but the loss of optical power as light travels through a optical fiber. It is expressed in decibel per kilometer, that is dB by km. A fiber with lower attenuation will allow more power to reach its receiver than a fiber with higher attenuation. If P in is the input power and P out is the output power after passing through a fiber of length L, the mean attenuation constant or coefficient alpha of the fiber in unit of dB per kilometer is given by alpha is equal to minus 10 by L log to base 10 into P out by P in. The unit is dB per kilometer. Now, types of attenuation in an optical fiber. Attenuation can be caused by three mechanisms. One is absorption loss. So in absorption loss, we can discuss about absorption of photons by impurities. So impurities such as metal ions are responsible for absorption losses. The atoms which are excited and de-excite by emitting photons of different characteristics, hence it is a loss of energy. The other impurities such as hydroxyl ions causes significant absorption loss. The absorption of photons taken place by fiber material itself, and it is considered as intrinsic absorption. The second one is scattering losses. When the wavelength of photon is comparable to the size of the particle, then the scattering of light takes place. Because of the non-uniformity in manufacturing, the refractive index changes with length leads to a scattering. This type of scattering is called as Rayleigh scattering. It is inversely proportional to the fourth power of wavelength. Scattering of photons also takes place due to trapping of gas bubbles which are not dissolved at the time of manufacturing. The third one is radiation loss. Radiation losses occurs because of macroscopic bending and also microscopic bending of optical fiber. So now let us concentrate on what is macroscopic bending. All optical fibers are having critical radius of curvature provided by the manufacturer. If the fiber is bent below the specification of radius of curvature, the light ray incident on the core cladding interface will not satisfy the condition for total internal reflection. Because of this, okay, the optical power loss will come into picture. That means the light will not undergo further total internal reflection and comes out of the cladding. That is what shown in the diagram. Next, now I want to look at microscopic bending. So optical power loss in optical fiber is mainly because of non-uniformity of the optical fibers when they are laid. Non-uniformity is mainly due to manufacturing defects and also lateral pressure built up on the fiber. The defect due to non-uniformity can be overcome by introducing optical fiber inside a good strengthened polyurethane jacket. So here also, when the signal reaches the microscopic bending part, it will not undergo total internal reflection and it simply comes out of the cladding. That is what you can look at in this picture. Next, now I am going to discuss about the applications of optical fibers, that is point-to-point communication in optical fiber. So in this picture you can look at the block diagram. So here the voice is converted into electrical analog signal and it is sent into coder, and finally it is sent into optical transmitter and convert that into optical signal, that is fed into optical fiber, and the optical signal is detected by photodetector, and finally it is sent to decoder and convert back into electrical analog system, and finally it is converted back into voice at the receiving end. This is what the schematic diagram of point-to-point communication system. So next I am going to give you the explanation about the working of point-to-point communication system. A fiber optic communication system is very much similar to a traditional communication system and has three major components. A transmitter converts electrical signal to light signal. An optical fiber transmits the signal and a receiver captures the signal at the other end of the fiber and converts them into electrical signals. The transmitter consists of a light source supported by necessary drive circuits. First, voice is converted into electrical signal using a transducer. It is digitized using a coder. The digitized signal, which carries the voice information, is fed to an optical transmitter. The light source in optical transmitter, that is laser or LED, emits modulated light which is transmitted through an optical fiber. The light emitted by the source is in the infrared range with a wavelength of about say 850 nanometer or 1300 nanometer or 1550 nanometer. On the other end, the modulated light signal is detected by a photodetector and it is amplified and is decoded using a decoder. The output is fed to a suitable transducers to convert it into an audio form. Now I am going to discuss about the advantages of optical communication system. It carries very large amount of information in either digital or analog form due to its large bandwidth. The material used here is are nothing but dielectrics. Okay, the material used for making optical fibers are dielectric in nature, and fibers are much easier to transport because of their compactness and lightweight. It is easily compatible with electronic system. It can be operated in high temperature range. It does not pick up any conducted noise, and it is not affected by corrosion and moisture, and it does not get affected by nuclear radiations, and no sparks are generated because the signal is optical signal. So these were all some of the advantages of optical communication system. Thank you.